And Narellan Rangers with his corner kick. Can they settle it here? In it comes. Mount Annan get ahead on it. Joya provides a Haddad with a free kick. Now Mount Annan here in the final seconds. Can they build something up? Reece McDonald, Laguti cuts back on the inside. That ball hit too hard. And referee Darren Richards said there'll be a goal kick. So we've played a minute and a half of time added on. And back come Narellan. Jai Bell. Can they muster up another attack? Brett Hay, can he latch onto this long ball? Mount Annan bring it down. Tomlin. Attacking down the right-hand side. Referee Darren Richards says that's it. And it's a stalemate at the end of regulation time in the reserve grade grand final. And we're off to extra time, folks. So 15 minutes each way will be played. It's no golden goal. A minimum of 30 minutes. Will be played out to try and determine a winner of the 2025 Reserve Grade Grand Final. An early goal to Anthony Haddad in the second half got things all square for Narellan, but Frank Garada came up with a string of magnificent saves for the Mount Annan Mustangs to keep his team in the contest. And in the final wash-up at the end of regulation play, it was Mount Annan Mustangs 1, Narellan Rangers 1. And we're just going to take a little short break before we come back for the start of extra time as the players take a little rest and the officials will conduct a coin toss to see which way we start again for the commencement of extra time. Welcome back to Lynwood Park for the start of extra time, and Darren Richards gets us underway of the reserve grade M-League Grand Final. Mount Annan Mustangs 1, Narellan Rangers 1, and Mount Annan will be running from right to left on your screens in this first period of extra time. And Narellan Rangers in their all white will be running from left to right. And blocked there with that shot. Reese McDonald goes to ground, and a free kick eventuates for Narellan. Brett Hay for Narellan Rangers. And this stalemate be broken in extra time. Bono down the left-hand side here now for Mount Annan. Up against Samuel. Bono. And Samuel sticks out a foot, puts it out of play. Now Mount Annan with the ball. Recycle it back to Bell. Matt Bell centers the ball. Strong work there. Takes a deflection. And a shot. And Mitch Graham at full stretch stops it. Top save there from Mitch Graham at full stretch to his left. As Matt Bell comes now to Tomlin. And Mount Annan. Ricky Boys. Cooper Tomlin with a long ball, but harmlessly to Mitch Graham. So 3 minutes gone. We're playing 15 minutes each way of extra time. So a minimum of 30 minutes will be played. Time can be added on by the officials if they feel as though time is deliberately wasted. Now, ball down the right-hand side, too big again, and Mitch Graham will pick it up for Narellan. Haddad with a flying header. Lachlan Gore on the left-hand side for Narellan Rangers, who was opposing plenty of troubles in the second half. Lachlan Gore crosses over, and it's a goal for Narellan! Fantastic touch there at the end from Tinashe Gatto. Lachlan Gore scampering across. And Narellan Rangers find themselves in front. And after 4 minutes of play in the first period of extra time, it's Narellan Rangers 2, leading Mount Annan Mustangs 1. Well, the explosive speed there of Lachlan Gore set that up. And Narellan Rangers, who were threatening to find a second goal in the second half, were denied by Frank Garada on multiple occasions. But this time, Tinashe Gatto was able to find the back of the net for the Rangers, and they've hit the lead here in the reserve grade grand final. Flags up, offside against Narellan. Back the ball over the top. Joel Cubitt goes back to Mitch Graham. Graham, who made a fantastic save earlier in the first period of extra time in the early seconds. And then up the other end, his team were able to find the lead here in the grand final. Graham does well to keep that in and keep the ball and his balance and everything else. And now pulls up gingerly. Haddad. Brett Hay. Ball on the left-hand side for Narellan. A shot and had Girardi scrambling there. Did Lachlan Gore. But it ends up being a goal kick for Mount Annan. So Gore again down the left, causing headaches for the Mustangs. So Mount Annan now need to come back from behind after taking the lead in the first half. Narellan Rangers equaling up in the early minutes of the second half and then taking the lead in the early minutes of the first period of extra time as Samuel over his head clears the ball for Narellan, looking for Haddad, who did nothing really. Play on's the call. Correct call there from referee Darren Richards, or no? Well, I don't think Haddad left the ground there, really. I'm not sure if there is a free kick here, because Haddad had every right to stand his ground there. And it was a Cooper Tomlin climbing up all over his back. So it will be a uncontested drop ball to the team who have possession last. It was Mount Annan, according to referee Darren Richards. So Frank Girardi, who's his heroics in the second half of regulation time kept him in the contest, but now Narellan have broken through and taken the lead here in extra time. The ball over the top to the goal scorer, Inashi Gotto, but too heavy on that occasion. Bell goes to Graham. Oh, that almost rebounding in the path there. I think it was Reece McDonald. Now, he's in his own half. He's not offside. Haddad in plenty of space here. Haddad for Narellan Rangers cuts back to the top of the box, lays it off. But Mount Annan get away with it and come away with it in defence. Tomlin. And they go straight forward, and Kyle Millington will clean that up for Narellan. Back to Mitch Graham, but Haddad definitely on his side of halfway there. Galloping down the left-hand side. So Narellan have been the team in the attack and in the ascendancy, I believe, for majority of the second half. Finally were rewarded with that goal to this man here. Tanisha Gotto. Few silky ball skills there along the byline, still with Gotto. Gotto with a ball, crosses over and wins him, sees a corner kick. Plenty of energy there from Tanashi. He's so keen he'll go over and take the corner kick himself. So Narellan Rangers on track to win 2 out of 2 on grand final day here in the M-League at Lynwood Park. Now can the Mustangs break away? Too many white shirts back there. Samuel clean it up for Narellan. Back out to Gotto, who put his foot out very casually there, I thought. Tanashi offering his apologies to Timothy. So just over 10 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. Narellan Rangers 2 leading Mount Annan Mustangs 1. So with extra time here, we're definitely going to go over the scheduled start for the first grade. We have so by 5 minutes, so being live stream all day, you'll be able to keep up with what's going on. Now the ball back in the middle. Mount Annan away, and as far as Samuel. McDonald back on the left-hand side here. Bono looking for McDonald. Narellan push it out of play. Bono couldn't keep it in play. To throw in from Mount Annan at the end, Cooper Tomlin. Squares the ball up. A shot from distance was always rising. Daniel Agudi with a strike. Couldn't keep it down. And a goal kick here for Narellan. So 3.5 minutes remaining before we finish the first period of extra time. It'll be a straight swap over into the second period. Now, loose pass there from Rangers. Reece McDonald with a nice touch. It's just a heavy touch there, and Samuel has time to recover and get the ball away for Narellan. Mount Annan pressing hard here for an equaliser. Ball taken away there by Court Langford, who's back on the field. Now Narellan back down the left-hand side. Haddad on the inside, and a good tackle there. Needed to be made there on Lachlan Gore by Bell. And in the meantime, the flag goes up for offside here. Bell needed to make that challenge. He timed it beautifully. Garada gets on with it quickly. Puts his teammate under pressure, and now Narellan will get a free kick right up against the touchline. And they won't be in any hurry to take this. So 2 minutes remaining in the first period of extra time here in the reserve grade Emily Grand Final, brought to you by West Group and Deploy. Rangers couldn't make anything of that, and now Mount Annan come back. A ball down on the left-hand side for Reece McDonald. He's on his own here. McDonald with Samuel in front of him. McDonald for Mount Annan. Dances back to his right. Couldn't keep possession. And Samuel clears it away down the left. As Gore finds Tanashi Gotto. Gotto gets a return ball here from Brett Hay. Fair challenge. I agree with the referee, Darren Richards there. It was a fair shoulder as Tanashi Gotto gets up again. Still going Gotto. Tanashi Gotto, did he offer a foul there in the end? It was. Gotto was fouled from behind. Connor Perkins stuck out his huge leg, and unfortunately got a bit of Tanashi Gotto, and it's going to be a free kick in a very dangerous area here for Narellan Rangers as we press in at the end of the first period of extra time. Lachlan Gore over the ball. Lachlan Gore now for Narellan. Gore A bullet to the far post, but couldn't be controlled by Brett Hay. And that's the end of the first period of extra time here at Lynwood Park. Referee Darren Richards orders a straight crossover, no break. On we go. It's Mount Annan Mustangs swapping over now. They'll be running from left to right on your screens in the second period of extra time in their grey uniforms with the blue. And Narellan in their alternate all-white strip. They'll be running from right to your left in the second period of extra time, which is about to commence. In this reserve grade grand final, Darren Richards about to get us underway. Mount Annan to kick off the second period of extra time. Referee Darren Richards gets us underway for the second period of extra time. Cooper Tomlin goes long looking for Ricky Boys on the right-hand side. Couldn't find him, and now Lachlan Gore turns and goes for Narellan Rangers. And it's Rangers in the lead by 2-1. They've come from behind in this grand final. Haddad did strong, did well, but couldn't find a teammate with that header. Mount Annan. And they find a way back in this grand final. Jai was all over the top there of Jack McGoffin. Free kick for Mount Annan. Cooper Tomlin. Take this free kick for Mount Annan. Floats it to the far stick. Mitch Graham punches it out. And a strike, and it's gone across the face. Taking a deflection. And it'll be a corner here for Mount Annan. So the Mustangs. In they go, and it's headed wide and out of play. I think that was Connor Perkins with that header. Try to nudge it around the corner, but wide in the end. As Mitch Graham to restart play again for Narellan. What a night for the club if they can make it. The Colts champions and reserve grade champions and first grade to come. A high and almighty first grade team who have been leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Now Gore going through the gap, and that's a foul. Whether it was the last line, I'm not sure, but I thought, yeah, yellow card against Mount Annan. Lachlan Gore was through there. Players arguing about last line, but I think the correct decision's been made there by the referee. So we'll sort ourselves out. I think sub has been made there by Mount Annan. Narellan, Lachlan Gore. The after effects of that foul is hobbling off towards the sideline for Narellan. That's a shame. Lachlan Gore was flying in the second half for Rangers and now has limped off towards the side. So Harrison Newman now over this free kick here for Narellan Rangers. Newman shoots low and it comes off Cooper Tomlin and away. Off Tomlin there for a corner kick. So Narellan Rangers. 5 minutes have elapsed now in the second period of extra time. Narellan 2, Mount Annan 1. Narellan with his corner kick to the far stick, headed back, couldn't keep it in play. And away for a goal kick. That was Brett Hay there. So the replacement player for Lachlan Gore is Ethan Singh. He's out on the field over on the right-hand side. There he is with the ball now. Singh. Ethan Singh. Cuts back on the inside for Rangers. Still with Singh. Delivers it now to Gotto. Tinashi Gotto. His goal has the Rangers in front. And after some brilliant lead-up work from Lachlan Gore. So Rangers still with the ball out on the right-hand side. Newman trying to draw the defence in. But it's a Mount Annan throw over on the far side. Now Joya. And Frank Garada couldn't quite clean it up. It'll be a corner kick here for Narellan. So Rangers with another opportunity. Can they seal the grand final and score again here in the second period of extra time? They're not going to get on with a hurry. Joya going to give it back to Gotto. Gotto drives into the box. Tanashi Gotto. And Mount Annan will get it away. Over on the right-hand side, Ricky Boys punches it forward only as far as Samuel. And he puts it high up in the air on the right-hand side. Time definitely on the side here of Narellan Rangers as Mount Annan have to come deep out of their defence. Cooper Tomlin, Perkins. Punch down the field. Jai Bell puts a left boot in the way. Cooper Tomlin cleans it up. Goes back to the middle. Samuel in the way for Narellan. Does well on the turn to keep his balance and keep his eye on the ball. Ricky Boys couldn't quite catch up with that one. And we've got a further substitution to be made here by Mount Annan. Cubitt. Brett Taylor. Now Gotto in a bit of space here. Tadashi Gotto for Narellan Rangers. Gets inside the box. Gotto squares the ball. Still there, Brett Hay. And it's a penalty against Mount Annan. And there'll be an opportunity here for Narellan Rangers to seal the 2025 Reserve Grade Grand Final in the M-League. Brett Hay with a shot. The ball rebounded. And there must have been a handball there, I'd suggest. It all happened quickly in a very concentrated space for me to catch up with it back here. So it's going to be Anthony Haddad who's taken the ball. And that's a red card for Mount Annan. Matt Bell, the player, red carded by referee Darren Richards. So Mount Annan will be down to 10 players for the final 6 or so minutes remaining here in the second period of extra time. I didn't see a second yellow there, so I'd imagine Bell was protesting to the dislike of referee Darren Richards. And now Anthony Haddad, the player, over the ball. For Narellan. Haddad, and again, Frank Garata keeps his team in the contest and saves at full stretch to his right. Narellan Rangers, another corner kick. Besides Tanashi Gatto scoring in the early period of first period of extra time, he's been a wall. Frank Garata again. So Narellan to make a change. Had the player to come off who's just missed that penalty kick. Caught Langford back on. Rangers try to keep the ball in the corner. A 10-man Mount Annan now for the final 5 minutes in the second period of extra time. With Matt Bell receiving a red card. Another change to be made here by Narellan. So the change is being made. Ethan Singh with a long throw down the left for Narellan. Was that Brett Hay being handled? Referee says play on. Brett Hay's inside the box. Brett Hay for Narellan. Tries to go near post, and Frank Garata again makes a good save. Cubitt. Newman. Newman for Narellan. Cuts back to the middle. Play on's the call. Nick Landau. And Ethan Singh gets a foot in the end and pushes it out of play as Mount Annan desperately try and get the ball up the other end. And they do. But Jai Bell heads it back safely for Mitch Graham. He picks up the ball eventually. Heavy touch there from Joyer in the end. He looked like he was going to steam off down the left-hand side, but offered it up to Mount Annan, who have precious little time now to try and get one back and trying to push it into penalties. Landau with a long throw. Too many white shirts back there. Ball over the far side, and Graham will pick that up comfortably. That floaty cross there from Daniel Lagudi. The ball goes in the middle, but Frank Garata once again in the way for Narellan. Now this could be an opportunity, but that could be another card here for Cooper Tomlin. It is holding Joel Cubitt back. Now we've got a Mount Annan player hobbling off on the far side. Narellan Rangers. Keep the ball down on the byline as we enter the final minute now of regulation time in the second period of extra time. And a free kick's been awarded by referee Darren Richards to Narellan Rangers in the far corner. And time's going to beat the Mustangs here, as Narellan Rangers will look to close out the final seconds here. Cramp as well. And a free kick to Narellan, so Millington's up now for Narellan. It's going to be Joy with a free kick here for Narellan. We've gone over 15 minutes. This will be the final passage of play in the grand final. And in it goes low. And Mount Annan push it forward, but there's no shirts there. 30 seconds played now of extra time in the second period of extra time. I think referee Darren Richards might be adding a minute. Court Langford. Ethan Singh. Mustangs. Landau. Free kick here for Mount Annan. And a yellow card against Narellan for that challenge from Joel Cubitt. So elapsed a minute now. Nick Landau over the ball. And Harrison Newman, just a needless yellow card there for Narellan. All he had to do was run away. No need for that at this stage. And Frank Garada goes up, the goalkeeper. He's been a hero at one end. Can he be a hero at the other? Landau, a long floating ball. It's still there. And finally hacked away towards the side. And it'll be a throw-in for Mount Annan. Referee Darren Richards checks his watch again, as we've gone 90 seconds over. This time, Narellan Hackett clear towards the sideline. Frank Garada still up there, the goalkeeper. There he is. A stray pass for Landau. And the ball fall here from Ethan Singh, who puts it out of play. We've gone 2 minutes of time added on here in the second period of extra time in this reserve grade grand final. Frank Garada, the goalkeeper, goes down the right-hand side. Ethan Singh again with his foot in. Now Landau. The Mustangs pushing forward. Handball, there'll be a free kick. Another 2.5 minutes added on. Nick Landau with the ball on the ground. Cooper Tomlin. All the Mustangs players are in the 18-yard box. Tomlin goes to the far corner, and Mitch Graham goes up and takes the ball cleanly for Narellan Rangers. As we enter the third minute of time added on here in the second period of extra time. Now Narellan Rangers in with an opportunity here. Narellan inside the box. Is that a penalty kick? Yes, it is. Cooper Tomlin causing the foul in the box there. It was a breakaway. Brett Hay being brought down, and another penalty in the second period of extra time here for Narellan. Can they convert here and clinch the title? Samuel Joyer over the ball for Narellan Rangers. It's been a difficult assignment to get past Frank Garada in this match. Samuel Joyer puts it down the middle. And Narellan Rangers take the lead by 3-1. And that's it. Premiership glory to Narellan Rangers in reserve grade. For 2025, they've come from behind to win this grand final here, down by a goal to nil. They equalised in the early minutes of the second half and then took the lead in the early minutes of the first period of extra time and finally clinched it with a Samuel Joyer penalty kick right at the death of the second period of extra time. And what a wonderful effort from Narellan Rangers, who came from behind in this grand final, to take out championship glory in 2025. And Narellan Rangers are now 2 from 2. And with first grade to come shortly, it could be a clean sweep for the Narellan-based club in what will be a magnificent season. So thanks very much for your company for this exciting reserve grade grand final of the M League. And final score, Narellan Rangers 3, Mount Annan 1 after extra time. Matt Bell getting a red card for Mount Annan in the second period of extra time. Mount Annan Mustangs putting a huge effort, but just falling short here in the grand final against Narellan Rangers. Congratulations to Narellan and to Coach Nicholas Orris for taking out the championship in 2025. We're going to take a short break and be back shortly for the first grade grand final. Don't miss it. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Lynwood Park, and we're just about set for the first grade grand final here in the M League for 2025. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far today for the men's and boys grand final day here at Lynwood Park. Our officials for first grade, the referee in the middle is Lewis Hudson. The assistant referee furthest from camera is James DeAngelo. The assistant referee closest to camera is Lachlan Campbell. And the fourth official is Joel Dunajic. So both sets of players in their pre-match huddle as this much anticipated first grade clash is about to get underway here at Lynwood Park. Between Narellan Rangers and Gunners FC. Narellan Rangers will be kicking off. And in the hands of referee Lewis Hudson. Run away in the championship decider for 2025. Narellan Rangers in their alternate all-white strip. They'll be running from left to right on your screens. And Gunners SC in their red tops, black shorts and red socks. They'll be running from right to left on your screen in the first half. Wade Adams with an early ball to the middle. Deshaun Hewley goes back to Cameron Wallace, who missed out the prelim final. A ball from distance, and that was saw the keeper off the line there, Harrison Myers. And Braden Clissold couldn't execute the lob shot. As Harrison Myers about to take the first goal kick of this first grade grand final, brought to you by West Group and Deploy for the Macarthur Football Association. And great to have your company again on the YouTube channel for this championship decider as Gunners go down the right-hand side, but it's going to be Narellan with a throw-in. Curry cuts back in the middle. Luke Clark there in attendance, but it's Deshaun Hewley who couldn't quite get the ball, and Karan now has to put the ball out of play. And Adrian Akuri couldn't get there on that occasion. Adams throws in. Braden Clissold goes back. Pearson dishes it off. And now it's forward. Matt Wallace on the ball here for Gunners. And Ryan Jenkins sees the ball across the face. Puts it out for a goal kick. So Narellan Rangers play out of the back. Dean Lockhart. Now Luke Clark. Clark in a bit of space. Adrian Akuri on his outside to the right. Cuts back in. Adams. Akuri. Wallace, was that a handball? Play on is the call. Luke Bell. Dishes out down the left, and the Narellan Rangers will start with a throw-in. Restart play through Blake Pearson, who dishes it off now. He'll receive the throw in. Pearson. Sweeping pass across the back. Cross over to the far stick. Cameron Wallace gets a foot on it. Only as far as the edge of the box. A shot, and that's blocked. Once again, the Gunners' defence holding strong here in the early moments. Connor Irwin peels there against Gunners for a foul, but not to come. Referee Lewis Hudson orders that a throw in here for Gunners on the near side. Deshaun Yulee over his head. And the ball's out of play. Connor Irwin to restart play and goes back. Luke Bell. And Ryan Jenkins in goal tonight in the first grade squad for Narellan Rangers. We saw Mitch Graham in the reserve grade grand final for the Rangers. Who was custodian for half the season, or if not more. Performed very well for Narellan, who took out the reserve grade grand final, and also the Colts earlier on, going for 3 out of 3. Cut in. The ball bounces off Reece Johansson. I think in the end the ball rebounds there off Blake Pearson. It'll be throw in for Gunners on the far side. Luke Matthews with a throw. The Narellan Rangers find a ball into the middle. Luke Bell goes towards Luke Clark. He couldn't find a teammate. Dave McAvoy straight through the middle, but straight back to Narellan, and Adams hard up against the touchline here, and the ball's out of play. Dylan Curran to take this throw in for Gunners, who fought back remarkably well after a very quiet start to the season. Luke Bell goes back to Jenkins, who clears by foot to halfway, almost. Nodded on. Braden Kissold couldn't quite get there. Cameron Wallace on the turn finds Craig Jackson. Jackson puts a ball down the right-hand side. An opportunity for Gunners on the left foot. Not quite to be there for Anthony Nicola, but a lovely ball there from Wallace. Now Curie. Luke Clark. A short pass to Curie. That was a heavy touch and invites Gunners back in, but Luke Clark does well, the skipper, to win the ball back now for Narellan. Pushes the ball over on the left-hand side. It's Blake Pearson. Pearson just lost his footing there at the vital moment. The ball's still alive, and Gunners don't clear their lines. And back again for a shot, and Harrison Myers takes it on the bounce from Luke Clark. Myers goes long looking for Wallace. Was there a shirt tug there? Play on's the call. Wallace fighting hard. Pushes the ball back towards defence, but Pearson penalised for a foul on Luke Matthews on the far side. He got around him. He was in acres of space, but Lewis Hudson, the referee, says you did it illegally there, and free kick. Results now for Gunners, just on their side of halfway. Not the best result there for Gunners. Didn't put Narellan under any pressure at all. A long sweeping ball from the left-hand side, looking for a Curie to Karan, very dangerous in that position to give the ball away. A short pass, it's too long, but you don't want to be doing that for much of this evening against the quality of Narellan Rangers. Owen Brunetta there offered the opportunity with that clearance there from Dylan Karan. Harrison Myers goes up over halfway. Luke Matthews for Gunners. Puts it over the top. Nicola brings it down nicely. And good defending by Luke Bell over there on the left-hand side for Narellan. Matt Wallace outnumbered there. Lockhart gets a foot in for Narellan over towards the left touchline, and it'll be a throw in for Rangers. Well, what a season Narellan Rangers have had in the Premiership. 18 matches for 18 victories, and they finished on 54 competition points. Gunners in second spot on 32, a massive 22 points behind. And the Narellan machine churned out 95 goals and only conceded 18. That's an average of one every match during the home and away season for the Premiership. And a positive 77. I mean, that's outstanding. The semi-final, Narellan overcame Gunners by 2-1 in the major semi-final for a clear path into the grand final. As Nicola now on the ball here for Gunners on the edge of the box. Nicola. And it's going to be a corner for Gunners. And Gunners were outlasted Camden Tigers in the preliminary final. And we hear the news that coach of the Tigers, Murray Stallard, is in hospital. So, Murray, if you're tuning in, a cheerio call to you with that corner kick coming in. And Narellan will come away. Hope you have a speedy recovery, Murray, and you're out in no time, feeling bright and chirpy. Owen Brunetta in the middle of the park now for Narellan. Blake Pearson. Lockhart. Adams bouncing. The shot. Didn't have much behind it. Braden Clissold, and Myers takes it on the first bounce. Flick back header there from Luke Bell. Wallace, the only red jersey up there. Jenkins. Finds a skipper, Luke Clark, and can Gunners get Narellan off their rhythm? Play on's a call there. Yulee on the edge of the box here for Gunners. Was that take a deflection? No, it didn't. Maybe a goal kick. During the regular season, bit of a black day for Gunners fans at Bensley Road Sports Complex in round 7. That was a televised match where Narellan finished out winners by 10-0. It was 3-0 at half time, and they ran rampant in the second half. Chiodotto trying to pierce the ball there for Matt Wallace. Chiodotto had an absolutely brilliant game against the Tigers in the prelim final last Saturday night at Knott Oval, and scored an absolute screamer of a free kick. And in round 16, Narellan defeated Gunners by 2-1, so it's been close except for that round 7 blowout between these two teams in 2025. Owen Brunetta. Brunetta drifts across the left-hand edge of the box looking for a spot. Couldn't find one. And Gunners trying to push the ball up the field. Luke Bell comes back down the other way. An opportunity now for Narellan with a shot to the top corner, just wide. I think it was Owen Brunetta with that strike. Moving one way and then the other. Trying to find that opening. And Harrison Myers just could only look on and thankfully went wide for him. Luke Clark chests it down nicely. Blake Pearson. Just couldn't keep his balance there, trying to get the return ball. And it's a foul, it's offside. Flag is up on the far side. So referee James D'Angelo putting up his flag and Gunners offside. It'll be a free kick for Narellan. They get on with it quickly. Irwin tries to punch a ball down the right-hand side here. Crossed over, Luke Clark with a diving header. And Harrison Myers had to be on his game there. The skipper tried to bounce one. And Harrison Myers asking for attention, the goalkeeper. For Gunners. Fingertips there over the top. Braden Clissold with that cross. And the skipper almost giving Rangers a lead here in the first grade grand final. So we've got a breaking play at the moment with Harrison Myers down. Just recapping the earlier matches if you missed out. Narellan Rangers involved in all three grand finals in the M-League for the boys and the men here today. The Colts came out with a 3-1 victory over Oran Park. And in reserve grade, Narellan Rangers fought back from being behind by a goal. 1-1 at the end of regulation time, and they prevailed 3-1 after extra time. And if first grade can get up here tonight against Gunners, it'll be some year for Narellan Rangers. And with the girls in the preliminary final tomorrow, it could be a clean sweep for the M-League right across the board for the Not Oval base club. So Harrison Myers slowly gets up to his feet. Maybe he was winded in that passage of play there. So we're going to restart with a corner kick. For Narellan Rangers after that save from Harrison Myers, who's up now. Goes short. That's a foul right on the edge of the box. McAvoy. Rode Blake Pearson into the ground there. And a yellow card's been issued for that challenge by the Gunners. So Blake Pearson now right on the edge of the 18-yard box. In it goes and hits the defender solidly there. Lockhart with a throw in. Drifts across now. Pearson looking for a bit of space with his left peg. Shoots. Takes a deflection, but Harrison Myers saw it all the way and takes it cleanly for Gunners. Now a long ball here from Luke Matthews looking for Matt Wallace up front. Connor Irwin handles that easily. Wade Adams stays in play the ball. Adrian Akuri now on his way down the right hand. Cuts back to his left. Adrian Akuri sets the ball up now for Owen Brunetta. Brunetta with his left. Didn't quite get the purchase he wanted. And the ball breaks for halfway for Gunners. And Matt Wallace tries to keep the ball, but it rebounds off his shins and it'll be a throw-in for Narellan in an attacking position. You can see with Akuri and also Pearson, they like to ghost their way across the top of the box. Find that space on their favoured left foot. Free kick. Goes for Gunners. Lewis Hudson citing a foul there. Oh, the ball's hit the referee and that was a drop ball. 20 minutes gone here in the first grade Emily Grand Final, brought to you by West Group and Deploy. It's Narellan Rangers 0, Gunners SC 0. One save of note by Harrison Myers off a diving Luke Clark header. But other than that, it's been a pretty even affair so far. Karan intercepts that pass. Flying in there was Wade Adams. Play on's the call. Dylan Karan. Back with his right foot to McAvoy. McAvoy back to his left now. Can Karan deliver with his left boot here for Gunners? In it comes. Headed away there by Lockhart. And Narellan get it away only as far as to Sean Yuley, who keeps the ball in play. Well done from Yuley. Karan squares the ball. Chiandotto dummy. Now he gets the return ball. And Craig Jackson. Jackson pushes the ball up ahead. And Luke Clark comes away with it. It's actually Owen Burdetta. Offers the ball up down the left-hand side, and Matthews scurries back and gives it back to Harrison Myers, who puts it out of play for Gunners on the far side. So a real nip and tuck affair so far, this first grade grand final. Narellan Rangers on the far side. Win a throw-in. They get on with it quickly. Intercepted there by Cameron Wallace. He gives the ball back to Narellan. They look to reset. And on the turn there, Adrian Akuri towards the edge of the box on his left foot. Akuri tried to curl it. Wasn't too far away in the end, but didn't curl back enough for him. And a goal kick results. So the league's top scorer, Adrian Akuri, looked to add to his tally there, but just fading away in the end. Luke Matthews with his goal kick for Gunners. Up over halfway. Matt Wallace gets a touch on it, but it falls to Narellan. Rangers look to build it up. Akuri, top of the box. Owen Burdetta gets fouled on top of the D. And it'll be a free kick here for Narellan Rangers in a very dangerous position. So you can see the ball there. In a very dangerous position. So Narellan Rangers with a great opportunity here to ask the question of Harrison Myers. Akuri, left foot. Didn't quite have the compass there. He wanted the ball to come the other way, but it kept swinging away. And in the end, nothing comes of it for Narellan. So thankfully the breeze has died right off. A stiff breeze when we first started here at mid-afternoon, but it's a very calm, still night here at Lynwood Park. Perfect for a grand final of this magnitude. Wallace straight up in the air. Has another go, Matt Wallace. It's head tennis. Now the ball's on the ground and Wallace gives away a free kick. Who, me, sir? Yep, you, Matt. Lockhart. Couldn't find a teammate. Brought down by McAvoy. Dylan Karan. Ball runs through. Reece Johansson shadowing the ball to Harrison Myers, who'll pick it up cleanly. Back to Reece Johansson. So Gunners really keeping Narellan at bay here. Wallace couldn't keep the ball. Ball's given away there by Clissold. And now Nicola. Anthony Nicola for Gunners on the edge of the box. Anthony Nicola takes on Luke Bell. And Jenkins had to make a foot save there. That was in. And saves the day for Narellan Rangers. The dangerous Anthony Nicola got to the byline and had a crack. And that save had to be made by Ryan Jenkins. Back up the other end now, Curie. Owen Brunetta. Luke Clark. Clark tries to line it up from distance. And Myers couldn't get it. An opportunity for Narellan. It's there. Narellan Rangers take the lead. Adrian Akuri followed up on that mistake from Harrison Myers. The ball dropped in front of him. He couldn't clean it up. And Adrian Akuri adds to his tally for 2025 and puts Narellan Rangers in front in the grand final. And after 27 minutes of play, it's Narellan Rangers 1 and Gunners SC 0. Would that be a hammer blow for Gunners because they were playing pretty well to that point and just a mistake there open the door for Narellan Rangers. They don't really need invites like that. But they were presented one there and Akuri obliged. And slammed it home with his left boot. Lockhart goes back. Luke Bell punches the ball down the left-hand side. A throw-in for Gunners. They'll be playing from behind in this grand final. Now Narellan Rangers break away from the middle. Owen Brunetta. And that's a touch off Gunners. There will be a corner. Oh, no, it's not. There'll be a goal kick for Gunners. And Gunners need to find a goal now to get this back on level terms in the grand final, because once you give Narellan a sniff, they'll generally do the job. Lockhart gets in the way, heads it down for Narellan. Braden Clissold squares the ball. Lockhart first touch for Clark. Clark for Pearson. Pearson with his right boot. Well and truly wide. So half an hour gone in the first half of this first grade M-League Grand Final for men. Brought to you by West Group and Deploy. And a mistake from Harrison Myers has invited Narellan in to score. They're leading by a goal to nil. Now, Wade Adams fighting hard for the ball. Does well. Now Owen Brunetta waiting for the pass, but Blake Pearson takes it on his own. Now Narellan, can they get their angles right? Oh, over the bar. That was a real chance there for number 2. But a wild swing there with the right foot. Owen Brunetta. Couldn't find the target on that occasion. Some lovely lead-up play by Narellan. And the goal kick results here in the first grade grand final. Luke Matthews goes long again. Luke Bell gets ahead of first down. Luke Clark punches it out to the right for Narellan. Dylan Curran gets a boot in for Gunners. Kieran Aguilar battling it out there and wins a throw in for his team. Lockhart in the middle of the park now, looking for options. Curie, no, he goes short. Clissold goes back for Clark. Now Luke Clark looking for the return ball, but Deshaun Yulee got in the way for Gunners, and a throw in as Narellan now threatened to take control of this grand final. Wade Adams. Ball break almost for a Curie, not quite. Ball's taken away from Dave McAvoy. Looking for a long ball for Nicola. Cut out there by Luke Bell for Narellan. And Kevin Aguilar to start again for Narellan Rangers. Luke Bell. Outside of his left foot, finds Brunetta, who cuts back to the middle. There's better play from Narellan here. And that's a foul for sure from Cameron Wallace on Braden Clissold. Now they're starting to put the defence under a bit of pressure here. This time. A not so good touch on the far side there. Blake Pearson gives away a free kick for Gunners. Gunners go long with his free kick. Wallace flicks it on, but only finds a white shirt in Luke Bell. Akuri. Back to the middle. Clissold. He loses out. McAvoy. It's the ball for Gunners, asking for a free kick. None given by referee Lewis Hudson. Cameron Wallace for Chiandotto. Chiandotto looking for a middle, but Lockhart cuts that pass out. Braden Clissold. Hassle there by Bewley, and it's a free kick for the Hassle. Lockhart almost putting Clark under pressure, but they do well to keep it through Bell. Kervin Aguilar. Back on the inside, Luke Clark. Running straight down the middle, still with Clark, and he draws a foul there. And it's a yellow card against Heath Shepherd, I think it is. I'll just check out. It's against Gunners. So free kick for Narellan. Lockhart goes short to Adams, back to Lockhart, trying to find an opening on the edge of the box. Foul against Narellan. My apologies to Heath Shepherd. It was actually Cameron Wallace with that yellow card. Heath on the bench at the start of this grand final for Gunners. Now Wade Adams finds a Curie. Curie goes inside the box, gets a final touch, and it's away for a goal kick. So you feel as though the tide is starting to turn Rangers' way here. And another goal couldn't be far away. Look, Matthews to unload with this goal kick, like he usually does, up to halfway. Not it on from Matt Wallace, looking for Nicola. But Narellan clean it up and dish the ball out to the right, but there's no white shirts there. Kiran keeps it in play for Gunners. Daniel Chiandotto, a left-footed cross low. Falls for Clark. Now Aguilera. First time ball, Braden Clissold in a bit of space. Clissold, a beautiful pass for Bredetta. Bredetta for Rangers! That was clinical! Narellan Rangers from back to front, and Owen Bredetta doubles the lead for Narellan in the grand final against Gunners. You can feel as though it was coming. They'd strung a few passes together, found some space, and that was brilliant play from the runaway leaders. And now they double their lead in the grand final. And after 38 minutes of play in the first half, it's Narellan Rangers 2, Gunners SC 0. So, Narellan Rangers over the top of the goal kick. So a long way back now for Gunners in this grand final. If Rangers start to get in that free-flowing mood, they're going to be difficult to stop, especially leading by 2-0. Matt Wallace dishes up a ball here for McAvoy. Just couldn't quite get a strike with his left boot. Now he tries to keep the ball and drag some of the other Gunners players in. Top of the box, Yuli. Yuli, outnumbered, has to go back to McAvoy. McAvoy crosses over. Wallace brings it down. Offers up a ball for Nicola. Well, that was an opening right there for Gunners. Nicola should have found the target and asked the question of Ryan Jenkins, but puts it wide of the framework. They're the kind of opportunities that give you confidence if you're able to be clinical with it, but not on that occasion from Anthony Nicola. As Lockhart in a bit of space. Owen Bredetta gets the return ball here from Lockhart. Gives it away to Dylan Karan. Now Yuli finds Wallace in a bit of space. Back to Yuli. Chips it back to the middle towards McAvoy, but Luke Bell intervenes for Narellan. Luke Matthews skies the ball over towards Yuli, who fouls with sticking that foot out and gives a free kick to Narellan. Adams, the recipient of that foul. Lockhart finds Luke Bell. Lockhart. Luke Clark finds Adams on the right. Lockhart decides to go back. Luke Bell looking to release Blake Pearson down the left. Connor Irwin. Been a rock at the back for Narellan, only conceding 18 goals in the 18 home and away matches. Not only do they shut out the opposing attacking team, but pile on plenty of goals of their own. Free kick in favour of Gunners, and Luke Matthews wanted to get on with it quickly. Referee says, go back, please. As we've got 2 minutes remaining before half-time. And with that Harrison Meyer injury, you might have some time added on, I'm not sure, but that's up to the officials. Gunners. They'd love one before half-time. Be like gold dust. Nicola fighting out with Aguilera, and Nicola wins a throw-in for Gunners on the far side. Reese Johansson goes back. Puts Wallace under pressure. That's Cameron. Dylan Carrard. Chiandotto. Johansson sweeps it out to Matthews. A long ball there to no avail. Narellan Rangers will take a lead into half-time. Wouldn't say it's been a spectacular grand final to date, but it's about getting the job done for the final 90 minutes of the year minimum, as Wade Adams on the fly on the right-hand side, crosses over, but ball's out of play, a big goal kick. Referee Lewis Hudson says they'll do us for the opening 45 minutes here at Lynwood Park. And the runaway leaders, Narellan Rangers, take a lead into half-time of 2-0. They were invited into the goal by a defensive error from Harrison Myers. Akiri put it away. And then a beautiful link-up play. Owen Brunetta on the end of it. And that gives us a half-time score here at Lynwood Park in the first grade grand final. Narellan Rangers 2, Gunners SC 0. Make sure you join us for the second half. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Lynwood Park for the second half of this first grade grand final. And it's Narellan Rangers 2 leading Gunners SC 0. Referee Lewis Hudson's about to get us underway for the second 45 minutes. Can Gunners respond, or will Narellan go right on with it here in the second half? We're underway. Gunners SC in their red tops, black shorts and red socks. They'll be running from left to right on your screen. And Narellan in their all-white strip will be running from right to left on your screens in the second half. And they've certainly picked up the pace towards the end of the first half and take a 2-0 lead into the break. And if they do go on with it, it'll be a magnificent day for Narellan Club, being represented in all three grand finals. And they've got up in the first two, and someone's getting up very gingerly. It's Captain Luke Clark, who's been one of their best players in the first half, trying to run out a niggly injury. Got a very special guest coming up soon in the second half. Say a few words. I'm sure you'll love to hear from him very shortly as Narellan Rangers go again down the right-hand side. Cut the ball back in. A shot, and Luke Clark not quite there, and the ball's out for a corner kick. And Narellan starting the second half on the attack here. They go short. Dean Lockhart goes to the top of the box. Matt Wallace. And he had his arm across Kervin Aguilar there, and he's asking the referee what's going on. A free kick against you, Matty, unfortunately. And it gives me great pleasure to bring in the General Manager of the Macarthur Football Association, Paul Bertolicio. Paul, welcome.
Thank you, Jack.
Today's a culmination of the M-League for all the boys and the men. Looking back over the year, what's it been like for the clubs and also the association?
I think, Jack, it's been an exciting year with the football that's been played. To see some new clubs obviously join us in the M-League. And you can see this spectacle we've got here, the game we've got here, quality of football with two traditional M-League clubs has been tremendous for everyone here at Lynwood Park.
Well, it'll be a tremendous outcome if Narellan can hold on to this victory and take out all three grand finals today. That's certainly a red-letter day in the history of the club, and one that will never be forgotten.
Look, Narellan have been very hard to beat this year, from the beginning of the season right to the end. Look, a credit to Gunners, looking at them 10 weeks ago, to think that they'd make a grand final, considering the loss that they had against Narellan. They've done exceptionally well. It's a credit to the coaching staff and the club to turn it around and to be here today in a grand final for the M-League.
Of course, the women's on tomorrow, the preliminary final between Tarmore and Narellan again. And that competition's starting to grow legs as well.
It really is. Look, the women's competition is very, very strong, very close, anywhere between the top four. So, look, we're very fortunate. Women's football is growing in Macarthur, and to have the strength of our M-League and the quality of football that those girls are playing is just a testament to where the game's going in the area.
So, you'd like to consider the M-League for both men's and women's to be that step down from MPL, so maybe some of the players can't commit to training or whatever the case may be, but if they drop back to here, it's a really good base for the M-League.
Look, it's interesting because the Colts game today, I literally had 8 or 9 ex-NPL boys that have come through the ranks of our local NPL clubs that are now playing Colts that, again, have got careers and can't commit to the 3 days training.
Exactly.
So, look, the competition will just getting stronger and stronger with the quality players that are coming into it.
Now, just to break in there, shot there from Gunners. We've got the General Manager of the Macarthur Football Association with us, Paul Bertolicio, to say a few words about what's happening during the year. And no doubt, Paul, without some of your great sponsors, it's very hard to get by with, and no doubt you'd like to give a shout out to some of those. There's Blake Pearson. We'll just hold that thought for a moment. Comes down the left-hand side here. Pearson into the 6-yard box, and Myers knocks it away for a corner kick. Paul, take it away.
Yeah, look, West Group Macarthur have been great supporters of football in the area, and most importantly, the Macarthur Football Association. We're very, very thankful for all that they do, and to help us put on what we put on here today, we couldn't do it without their support.
Luke Clark goes square. Dean Lockhart had a look at the sticks, but thought, no, I'll give it to Owen Brunetta. See what you can do, Owen. Inside the box, Brunetta. And the ball still in play, or it's just out? No, it's out for a corner kick. Paul.
Yeah, we're very fortunate also. We've got Deploy. Deploy obviously produce our footballs that we use in our M-League. And we've got Marsden's, one of our local sponsors, that they've been supporting the MFA for a long time as well.
What kind of numbers are we looking at this year for right across registered players across the association? Was it a big number?
we broke the 13,000 mark, and that's just in local players.
Yes.
When we look at our development programs, our MPL programs, there's another 600-700 there. So
Anthony Nicola just breaking, gets it in the box, but Narellan.
Yeah, so it's been a really exciting year, Jack, with our growth numbers, and fantastic to see under fives playing this year. So
yes.
The game's really growing in the local area, so we're very proud of that.
I guess now the amenities need to catch up maybe for the girls, and maybe a few more synthetic pitches because of the rain lately. It's been a real nightmare, hasn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah. Look, we haven't been the most popular with the weather, but that's something that we can't control. All we try and do is get on as many pitches as we can that are playable. And look, obviously, this pitch itself is great for football.
Paul, something you've hatched up during the year that's going to happen on Saturday, September the 27th. Tell us all about it.
Oh, look, we're really excited with this one, Jack. For the first time ever, we're going to be having an M-League All-Stars match versus M-League All-Stars versus MPL All-Stars. So as a local Macarthur football community, we'll be picking our teams of the year in all our grades of M-League, from Colts, reserve grades, men's first grade and women's. And they'll be playing our MPL All-Stars, which will be made up of our Camden Tigers MPL and the Macarthur Rams MPL. So 27th here at Lynwood Park. Should be a really great day of football. Come out and watch it. We're expecting a really good crowd and some quality football to be expected on the day as well.
And you'll be live streaming that event?
We will be live streaming those events. So it should be very, very great for anyone that can't get out here. Will be able to watch it back at home.
Paul, without saying much more, the staff in your office, fantastic that are around you to try and get through a competition, especially with the ups and downs we've had with the weather. So you'd like to give them a plug.
Yeah, no, look, I'm very fortunate that I have a team in my office that support our goals and our strategic planning of where we're going, and most importantly our football vision. And I've got a board of directors that are really passionate about making a difference for our local community in football. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to work in an organisation that has the same passion that I do about making a difference in the local football community.
Paul, you've been away to the Mediterranean lately, mate. Looks it's like your skin liked it, mate. You've come back a nice colour. How did you enjoy Italy and parts of the Dalmatian coast of Croatia?
It was fantastic to get away. There's never a good time to go away, but it was nice to be away with family. First holiday I've had in 2 years, so that was great. Really good recharge, ready for what we see here now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got another big week of finals next week as well. So, fantastic holiday. Great time away with family.
Well, it's been a very busy day for you, Paul. We really thank very much for your time for coming up here to say a few words, mate. And no doubt that if Narellan can win here today, it'll be a big party down at Knott Oval.
Absolutely.
And that's a penalty kick. And could this be a way back? Paul Bertolicio, he leaves us now. He's bought a penalty kick. Maybe Gunners don't want him to leave right now. With the hard-working general manager of the Macarthur Football Association, Paul Bertolicio, with those few words. Thanks, Paul. And our Gunners receive a penalty kick. Matt Wallace to take the ball, offering a bit of advice there as goalkeeper Ryan Jenkins of Narellan. But Matt Wallace, he scored in the major semi-final with about 20-odd minutes to go to get it back to 2-1. Can he score again for Gunners to bridge the same gap? Matt Wallace for Gunners, the skipper, takes it upon his shoulders to try and reduce his deficit. Wallace, and a great save from Ryan Jenkins. Wallace back in, and the ball's back in the hands of Jenkins. He was full stretch to the right. Wallace was screaming in to take the kick. And in the ensuing battle for the ball, as a player down for Narellan, Luke Clark having a word there with the referee, Lewis Hudson, but it came off Jenkins last. It'll be a corner kick for Gunners, but they've dodged a bullet there, Narellan. Jenkins with a fantastic save. In comes the corner kick, and it's wide of the mark, and it's going to be a corner kick on the other side. So goalkeepers having a big day here at Lynwood Park today in all three grand finals. So Anthony Nicola floats one to the penalty stick, to the box, And Narellan do get it clear in the end. Down the left-hand side. Can they break quickly here in transition? Blake Pearson and Luke Matthews. Luke Matthews just got ahead of him there and puts it out of play. That'll be a throw-in now for Narellan. So Luke Matthews having a word there with referee Lewis Hudson. Him and Pearson really tussling for the ball there. And Luke Matthews just getting in front of him, put it out of play. Owen Brunetta. Brunetta now down the left-hand side. McAvoy comes across for Gunners, puts it out of play. Was that intentional? Straight into the back of a teammate. And now Blake Pearson and Luke Matthews could be blowing up again. Oh, Brunetta involved as well. Just a bit of push and shove. It's just trying to separate the squads. Well, the Narellan player threw the ball in off the back of his own player, retained possession. Yellow card for Narellan Rangers. I think that was for Owen Brunetta for coming in. And a yellow card also for Luke Matthews. Lewis Hudson's just saying go away. Unless you want another one. And Matt Wallace just coming in and asking about the decision. And the net result of all that is a free kick to Narellan Rangers. Well, there's a bit of spice in that challenge prior to the throw-in and almost hell broke loose there, but pushing and shoving was the worst that it got. Lewis Hudson having a handful now, trying to speak to Brunetta, who actually ran in the situation, and that's his yellow card. And maybe Luke Matthews for being the aggressor, it was hard to say. So Blake Pearson over the ball now for Narellan as referee Lewis Hudson cleans up the admin. And I think Blake Pearson might have been given a yellow card too from Narellan. Very hard to say. Low and hard to the near post, and Gunners get it away. Nicola's the only player in the red shirt up there, couldn't get near it. Now Brunetta. Jackson gets a foot in for Gunners. They really need to push forward now, and after missing that penalty opportunity a few moments ago, Matthews and Clissold and Blake Pearson couldn't stop with his laughing there. Aguilera straight down the line. Away from McAvoy. Curvin Aguilera does well to bring it down. Blake Pearson in the middle. Lockhart. Brunetta. Pearson. Pearson with his right foot. Can he manufacture something? No, he can't. Well defended there by Dylan Curran in the end for Gunners. But Narellan come back again through Luke Bell. Luke Bell towards the centre, but the ball taken off him by Luke Matthews, who comes back with the Gunners, and it's out off Narellan to be a Gunners throw. Wallace gets on with it quickly, looking for Nicola. Strong work there from Connor Irwin as Nicola tried to muscle his way around him. Couldn't do so. We've got substitutes for Gunners. Reece Johansson, the player coming off. Lockhart with a touch. Clark. Akiri down the left-hand side. Cameron Wallace coming across and putting the ball out of play. "17.5 minutes gone here in the first grade grand final. It's Narellan Rangers 2 leading Gunners SC 0. Gervin Aguilera with a throw for Narellan. Aguilera gets the ball back from a query. Luke Bell. Nice manoeuvre there from Luke Bell. Aguilera. Luke Bell again down the left-hand side. Nutmeg McAvoy. Slips the ball through. Braden Crissold. That's going to be a yellow card too. That was a deliberate foul on a rampant Braden Clissold. Yellow card against Gunners. Another chance here for Narellan from a dead ball. Dean Lockhart goes short. Gets a return ball straight into the legs there of Dylan Karan and Luke Matthews. Goes right across towards McAvoy. McAvoy comes back on the inside. Craig Jackson goes long for Gunners. And now Wallace in the gap. Matt Wallace trying hard. And good piece of defending there in the end from Adams. Puts the ball out of play. Gunners with a long throw. Get it away from Lockhart. Back to Jackson. And safely into the hands of Brian Jenkins, who brilliantly saved that penalty against Matt Wallace. That save will let the air out of the tyres of Gunners. Any chance of a comeback as we've just gone over the 20-minute mark of the second half. And Narellan 2 leading Gunners 0 in this first grade men's grand final. McAvoy only finds a touchline. Gunners backing back through McAvoy, who once again goes up the line to Sean Yuli, I beg your pardon. This time Lockhart gets a touch back to Luke Bell, a nice touch to Aguilera on his outside. He's got Akiri to the left. Akiri. Gervin Aguilar tries to take them all on and loses out. Gunners come back through Luke Matthews, who goes for a run down the middle. A nice ball to Matt Wallace in a bit of space. Looks up on the left-hand side. Sam Onana on the field. Battling out there with Connor Irwin. And does well Irwin and goes back to Adams, who bunches down the line. Narellan starting to move ball around again. Dean Lockhart all of a sudden. Luke Clark's fine. No, it's not Luke Clark. I'm sorry I gave you up. It was Owen Brunetta. Here come Narellan again. Now Akiri on his left foot. Shoots, and a great save from Harrison Myers. He didn't have too much time to react there and punched the ball away, and a corner kick results. Adrian Akiri was bearing in on a double in the grand final, but Harrison Myers denies him. It was Owen Brunetta in the middle of the field. The ball came to him. He suddenly got up, he got rid of it and went down again. Rangers go short. The shot's blocked. Clark. Luke Bell. Clissold goes in the middle. Now Jackson. A touch there from Lockhart, but Cameron Wallace will see it. Through to Harrison Myers. Now the ball through the middle. Back they come, Rangers in transition. Lockhart, Akiri. Owen Brunetta, Luke Clark. Adams. And the ball's away for a corner kick. Approaching the 24-minute mark of the second half. And it's Narellan Rangers 2, Gunners 0. Pearson now with the corner kick. Drills it into the penalty spot. Aguilera couldn't get a head on it. Now Luke Bell. Offers it up short for Clark. Narellan come back in the centre. Now back out wide again. A lovely ball. Luke Clark. Can he centre it? He does. And the ball is deflected away by Gunners. Once again, another brilliant lead-up play from Narellan. Now they look to turn defence into attack again. Lockhart. A long sweeping pass out on the right-hand side for Pearson. Pearson cuts back into the box. Pearson onto his left boot. Pearson shoots and takes a deflection. Away for a corner kick. Narellan certainly threatening to open Gunners up here. Try and finish the grand final with a flurry. They're running with a corner kick. Lockhart goes low to the near post. He'll come back to him for a throw-in. Luke Bell. Back to Dean Lockhart. Luke Bell. Lockhart. Looking for that ball in the middle. Harrison Myers just gets there in front of a fast-moving Curvin Aguilera. That's a free kick. It's Dave McAvoy of Gunners. Upending Wade Adams over on the far touchline. So free kick for Narellan Rangers. Well, very much the dominant team at the moment on the scoreboard and in general play. Jenkins has to get rid of it quickly. Adams. Touch there towards Luke Clark, but the referee says play on. Jackson for Gunners. This is straight back to Narellan now in a bit of space. Lockhart. Lockhart with a long sweeping pass. A beautiful getting in behind. Heath Shepherd there. Here's a Curie back in the middle. That was a heavy touch. And Cameron Wallace belts it away to halfway. Luke Bell goes all the way back. Jenkins, Lockhart. Connor Irwin. Luke Clark. Connor Irwin again. Goes down the right channel, but falls to a red shirt. Shepherd away to the replacement player on the field. Dave Phillips. For Gunners. Now a turn here and a shot. Ineffectual there from Onana. And away for a goal kick. So if Matt Wallace was able to convert that penalty kick, you could see a way back for Gunners. But as the half unfolds, it's going to be very difficult as Kervin Aguilera finds a query in a bit of space. He dashes into the 18-yard box, crosses over, and nobody there for Narellan. Gunners bring it away. Nice piece of work there from McAvoy. Once again at the hands and the feet of Lockhart. With that vision, a Curie was offside. Assistant referee on the far side putting up his flag. James D'Angelo and a free kick for Gunners. As we approach the half-hour mark in the second half, so we're just on 15 minutes remaining in this grand final. And Gunners find themselves down by 2-0. Heath Shepherd, too much for him. Luke Bell cleans up. Ryan Jenkins goes short for Connor Irwin. Clark. Akiri. Kerwin Aguilar. Bell. Lockhart. Just playing at their own pace, their own will at the moment, Narellan. Now Rangers away down the right-hand side. A crossover looking for a query. Couldn't find the target there because the ball's taken a deflection. Adrian Akiri. Gets a corner kick for his team. In it comes To the far stick. Harrison Myers couldn't get anything on it. And the header goes over the top from Kervin Aguilar. So Heath Shepherd to try and put one up over halfway here. Gunners need to score next if they're any hope. Good incisive run down the left there from McAvoy. Wade Adams with a nice tackle. Now Luke Clark. Couldn't find a teammate. Gunners come back the other way. The game really opening up now as Gunners pushing bodies forward. They've got three up front. Onana, Wallace and Nicola all looking for an opportunity. Coach Mitch Ramsey throwing everything up front now for Gunners, knowing they need to get a result. I'm sure Coach Joe Kutali from Narellan Rangers will be very happy with what he's seeing at the moment. Injury over on the far side. Captain Luke Clark copying a knock to the leg. He's going to have a break. Mark Symington on the pitch for Narellan Rangers. Straight up top for Mark, where he's played most of his career. There he is, Symington. Lockhart. Bouncing off Owen Brunetta. Adams. Blake Pearson puts one over the top, but goes straight through to Harrison Myers. Throw out towards Matt Wallace. Shepherd with the ball through for Nicola. Well, that's a push in the back, surely. David Phillips. Fouled there by Kervin Aguilera, or was it Mark Symington? He's coming on the pitch, probably hasn't adjusted himself to the pace of the game. Greg Jackson over the ball here for Gunners. They'll need to score very soon to try and get some pressure back here on Narellan. Greg Jackson from the dead ball here for Gunners. Goes all the way to the far stick. Jenkins sees it all the way and takes it comfortably and rolls it out now for Pearson. And in transition, here come the white shirts for Narellan. Right down the right-hand side. An opportunity now for Narellan Rangers. Here's an opportunity. Can they walk it in? No, they can't. Craig Jackson. Last line of defence, but free kick ensured for Gunners. Being denied there. Narellan, a third goal. Another substitute for Narellan. Anthony Haddad, who had a wow of a game in reserve grade, now comes onto the pitch in first grade for Narellan Rangers. Craig Jackson also being replaced for Gunners. Phillips. Time running out for Gunners. Inside the final 10 minutes of regulation time. Free kick for Gunners. Really pushing numbers up forward, but at the same time, you know what Narellan can do on the break. You've got to have a dig here if you're Gunners. Dylan Curran over the ball. Floats it in to the penalty spot. Headed forward by Gunners, and now Connor Irwin gets it away for Narellan. Nicola gets the return ball, but it's behind him. And nothing eventuates from that. Adrian Akuri leaves it. Aguilar. Haddad. Curvin Aguilar. Matt Wallace bustles the ball off him, but gives it straight back, and now Lockhart can open it up on the right-hand side here for Narellan. Braden Clissold. Blake Pearson. Bounces there. Pearson gets the ball. Hands it off to Haddad. Straight away to the right-hand side. In comes the cross. Headed away there from Cameron Wallace. And it's a throw-in for Gunners on the far side. Referee Lewis Hudson finds a foul there for Gunners. Karan. Phillips nods it on for Gunners. Luke Bell back there for Narellan. A long, wide, high Sam Onana for Gunners. Jenkins goes long down the right-hand side. Fantastic work by Narellan down the right-hand side. Heath Shepherd. Brilliant work there from Blake Pearson down the right, bringing that ball down from that bullet from Ryan Jenkins. Now the ball ends up on the left-hand side here. An opportunity for Adrian Akuri inside the box. Crosses over! Oh, that was number 3 for Mark Symington. He already had it notched up before he hit it. And he pushed it wide and sliced off the edge of his boot. Once again, the speed of Adrian Akuri getting in behind a tired Gunners defence. And Symington on hand, the only Rangers player there. Couldn't find the target from that distance. The ball went wide. Clissold gives the ball away. Good touch there from Anana. Nicola. Now in transition, Curvin Aguilar. Back come the Whites of Narellan Rangers. Haddad. Lockhart. Leaves Haddad with a bit of work to do, but he does it well. Adams says, I'll go forward this time. Pearson. Couldn't quite catch up with that one as Karan scurries away for Gunners. Back to Phillips in the middle. Karan sweeps the ball front. Narellan Rangers couldn't find a teammate. Now Gunners try again. Curvin Aguilar picks it up for Narellan. Lockhart turns and goes. Clissold. He's got a Curie outside him. Curie comes back to the centre. Clissold goes wide. Phillips sticks there with Clissold. Still with Braden Clissold, right on the corner flag there. David Phillips in front of him, and Phillips just bundled him away and said, have a free kick, Narellan. No need for that in that corner, in that situation, when you need the ball back to try and score up the other end. So 3.5 minutes remaining of regulation time here in the men's first grade M-League Grand Final. Narellan Rangers 2 leading Gunners SC 0. Looks like to be a fantastic night and weeks ahead for Narellan Rangers Soccer Club in regards to M-League glory in 2025. So another change here for Narellan. Manasan Samariwa. Now Gunners on the turn. Good piece of play. Still going Nicola. And ball takes a deflection. And a corner kick here for Gunners. So Gunners across to take this corner kick. As we have 2 minutes remaining of regulation time. Phillips brings it in. Rangers away. Symington, he brings it down nicely. There's 2 white shirts in front of him, but he's taken it too hard. A touch. Couldn't find either of them. And Harrison Myers comes out of the goal for Gunners. Once again, the numbers are here for Rangers. Symington. Symington got a Curie outside him. Still Symington. Pearson on the right. Now he goes that way. Pearson. And the red jumpers arrive in time. Ball over the top. Pearson. Still with Blake Pearson. Crosses over. An opportunity here for Narellan. And there it is. The grand finals. Done and dusted. Narellan Rangers scored their 3rd goal. And it's right at the end of the second half. They've been threatening all half to do it. And they score with that brilliant piece of work from Blake Pearson, who set the ball up at the far post. And it's celebrations already beginning for Narellan Rangers. The yellow card for the goal scorer there, Adrian Akiri. He comes up with a double in the grand final. Gunners with the ball outside the box. We've just gone over 45 minutes, so into time added on here. That shot from Nicola. Rising over the bar. So in the hands of Lewis Hudson as to how much time is added on here. There's going to be a couple of substitutions here for Narellan. Looks like Ryan Bell's on. Played a full game in reserve grade. Heath Shepherd for Gunners. Puts one in the middle. Onana! And Jenkins down and stops it from going in. Now the ball over the head there of Heath Shepherd, Akuri. Trying to get it off Cameron Wallace, who stands strong. Symington comes through. Symington has got Haddad on the right. There's Haddad. Anthony Haddad. The ball just went beyond him. He couldn't reel it in. What honour he had there. He could have scored one in reserve grade and also in first grade. Anthony Haddad. So we're a couple of minutes into time added on here in the first grade men's M-League Grand Final for 2025. We're in the hands of referee Lewis Hudson. Foul there. Free kick for Gunners. It's all immaterial at the moment. Narellan Rangers 3 leading Gunners 0. In comes a free kick for Gunners. Churchin, Heath Shepherd, well and truly wide of the mark. And the goal kick eventuates for Narellan. So we're approaching the 3 minutes of time added on here in the second half of this M-League Men's First Grade Grand Final. Lockhart tries to release Adrian Akuri. The ball running away from him at the moment. Now he catches up with it. Crosses over, cuts it back, a dummy. Falls for Symington. He goes across. A shot blocked. Handball. That's it! It's perfection to a T! 20 matches of victories for Narellan Rangers in 2025. They take out the double. Premiership and our champions. And a red letter day for the club with victory in all 3 grades today. Taking out the Colts. Reserve grade in extra time. And first grade as well.